All right, so Pam Bondi, former Attorney General, was just diagnosed with thyroid cancer and is currently undergoing treatment. Pam Bondi, the one who was a huge roadblock to the release of the Epstein files, protected many of the clients, especially Donald Trump of most. She refused to bring any new investigations or charges or anything like that. That's probably her biggest accomplishment. But don't worry, we're going to talk a little bit more after we cover this story about her diagnosis, more on her record, because as we go through this article, I'm going to come across as very crass, and I need you to understand why. So if you want to understand why I have these feelings towards Pam Bondi, you probably have them yourself, then stick around to the end of the video, because honestly, I'm not playing this game of like, oh, I disagree with you politically, but like I wish you well or anything like that. No, 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 no. We aren't doing that here, because once you reach a certain point of evil, you don't get pleasantries, you don't get grace. Okay, I'm sorry, but I'm just going to tell you how it is, and I'm not going to pretend to be upset or actually care for this woman in the slightest. Anyways, let's see if we can get into the answer to the most important question: is the cancer okay? This is from the Daily Beast. Pam Bondi's secret health battle is revealed. Pam Bondi, 60, was diagnosed with thyroid cancer, a source told Axios, adding that she is recovering after undergoing treatment. Ooh, that's great. Yeah, great. Yep. Few details have been revealed, and Bondi has yet to address the diagnosis publicly. The Daily Beast has reached out to the White House for comment. Has the White House ever responded to Daily Beast? I don't even think I would respond to Daily Beast. I'm sorry. Like, if you watched me before, in the rare instance I cover a Daily Beast article, I just had to bash it a little bit. It's a little bit too lived up for me, okay? I understand it's kind of like a necessity on the left, but like when you have like Fox Newses and Newsmaxes on the right, not even saying Daily Beast is as bad as them. So I recognize that they're a necessity, but they're just not my cup of tea, okay? Anyways, the news comes as the embattled prosecutor was announced as a member of the Presidential Council of Advisors on Science and Technology. Like, what background does Pam Bondi have in science and technology? Like, I hate that they try to say that we're in a meritocracy and like, oh, the DEI stuff is over. Like, we will promote you based on merits. And it's like, have you seen the director of the FBI? Have you seen the director of national intelligence? Well, I guess she's gone now. Have you seen the commander or the secretary of the Department of War? Like, have we seen these people? Anyways, let's continue. The organization brings together the nation's foremost luminaries in science and technology to advise the president and provide recommendations on strengthening American leadership in science and technology, according to the White House. Yeah, I'm excited to see like what kind of money making scheme this turns out to be, because that sounds like a load of crap. I mean, if I like being completely honest with you, like what are we talking about? Pam Bondi is going to advise you on science and technology. Bondi's cancer diagnosis is the third to rock administration officials over the last year. The president's chief of staff, Susie Wiles, announced her breast cancer diagnosis in March, while Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard stepped down from her role on Friday to help care for her husband's extremely rare form of bone cancer. It's like, cancer's like, all right, no one else is doing anything. I need to step up. Like, all right, like cancer's like, I can't take these fascists anymore. I'm jumping in. Anyways, Katie Miller, the wife of White House Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller, a pretty much a literal Nazi. He's the one that's kind of advising on the policy regarding mass deportations and all of that. He's the one that infamously scalded ICE for trying to actually track down like violent criminals because it took too much resources and it was hurting the daily quota of like, was it like 1,500 detentions or deportations a day? So he's like, no. You just need to go. You need to do these drag nets. You need to go to Home Depots. You need to just grab everyone you can. Don't waste your time on investigating the actual bad guys. Anyways, so she said Pam has been quietly kicking cancer's ass the last few weeks. Pam Bondi has a heart of gold. I mean, jeez. Yeah. Last July, the former AG had previously skipped CPAC's summit against human trafficking for a health issue, citing her recovery from a recently torn cornea. Now, did she have this diagnosis all the way back then? Or did she just not want to go to this because she doesn't care about human trafficking because she is one of the biggest offenders of human trafficking? Or, one of the biggest offenders of human trafficking. So, hey, who knows? Since his installment, Todd Blanche, the current Attorney General, has achieved an indictment against Trump foe James Comey and has overseen the creation of the 1776 to $1.776 billion DOJ fund aimed at compensating those who claim to be victims of government weaponization under the Biden administration. It's like you go from one crooked AG to the next, but like they were both personal defense attorneys for Trump or something like that. Like they both saved Trump from getting into a lot of trouble. Anyways, so Pam Bondi, it goes out without saying that she was one of the biggest protectors of the Epstein class, aside from Trump himself. She was a hurdle during every single stage of the file release. She didn't bring any new charges. She didn't bring any new investigations against any of these peoples in the file or any of the people in the files. She couldn't even turn around, like during one of the congressional hearings, she couldn't even turn around and look at the victims and like muster up some kind of like even a fake apology, like fake concern for what they went through. No, instead I'm pretty sure that's when she went on to like brag about the Dow or something like, oh, the Dow's over 50,000.
You sit here and you attack the president, and I am not going to have it. I'm not going to put up with it. He is the most transparent president in the nation's history. You know why? Because Donald Trump, the Dow right now is over $50,000. I don't know why you're laughing.
Like we're already at strike one, you're out territory, but I guess we'll continue. Of course, her DOJ was responsible for holding up the investigations into the murders of Alex Preddy and Renee Good, the two civilians who were murdered by ICE agents. She happily participated in the sending of people like Alberto Garcia and hundreds of others to CCOT, the terrorism confinement facility in El Salvador, which is basically a labor camp. That's like the nicest way I can put it. So she participated in sending people there. They went there with no due process, no trials or anything like that. And in fact, reporting came out after the fact that 70 to 90% of these people that were sent there had no criminal record in the United States or the countries that they originally came from. And obviously Alberto Garcia also was not a criminal. So she was also involved in the bringing of politically motivated charges against some of Trump's enemies. You have Letitia James, you have James Comey, you have Adam Schiff, and so on. So she is just a gross person. Like, honestly, the last three things I mentioned don't even matter. Like, you can just stop at the Epstein files and how she handled that. It's gross. It's disgusting. Like one of the biggest defenders of human trafficking, of pedophiles. There are no nice words I can say about you. So I have no tears for this. And honestly, I'll just leave it at that. Let's take a second and commit some thought crimes. I want you to think some thoughts, keep them in your head. You can't say them out loud. You have to keep them in your head. Definitely don't put them in my comment section. Anyways, I will see you in the next one.
If you made it to this point in the video, I just want to give a special thank you. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button down below. And if you really enjoyed it, maybe consider hitting that subscribe button while you're down there. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. I will try to reply to any and all comments that I can. Until next time, watch that video on screen.